Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your August general reading. I've laid out the axes of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with the African Tarot and finish off with an oracle card. This is for the entire month of August. And before we get started, I want to thank all of you who have contributed likes, subscribes, donations, and comments, which have been deeply meaningful to me. It is very gratifying to know that people do hear me, and I thank you so much for the support that you've given me. So let's get started, Virgo, with your overall energy for the month of August, the King of Wands. This shows you to be a leader, Virgo. This shows you to be a passionate motivator, determined, absolutely determined in some particular project or effort that you are a part of. This feels very much like others coming to you for expertise, for advisement, for direction at this particular time, and for you really owning the passion that you have for this particular project, for your work, for the efforts that you are putting out there. This is something that not only leads and builds, but also inspires others. And the 10th house, your social position, the way others see you, the 8 of Pentacles shows you working extremely hard. This shows you putting all of your energy into cultivating your gifts, your talents, building up your resources, your body of work, organizing it, crafting it, finishing it off, applying the fine details, and overall elevating the quality of the effort that you're making, improving upon it so that this becomes an excellent product, a superior service that over and above what you have been able to accomplish, and that has been considerable in the past. In the first house, we have the Justice card, and this shows your focus to be that of balance, equity, addressing harm that you have received, injustices that have been experienced by others that are related to your experience, but really balancing out the karma. In your case, this is really the balancing out the rewards from years of service, dedication to a job, to a service that you have, that you still provide, and receiving the efforts, the rewards of the efforts you have applied. The work itself, beyond the amount of dedication you've focused on this work, the work itself is about seeking justice, about applying redress to some injustice, or balancing out the unequal scales in a situation so that greater access is provided, or the suffering of others can be elevated to the attention that it deserves. In the 4th house, we have the King of Swords, and this is indicating your energy towards your own unconscious allies and experiences. This can be about family. This can be about family of origin or your formative experiences. This can be about your domestic community or experience where you are continuing to explore new ideas, new inspirations, and really looking at the multifaceted dimensions of truth that you are uncovering and you are now open to. This is you integrating the perspectives of others into the foundation of your work and into the very terms on which you understand and build the effort that you are building at this time. You are able to detach yourself from your feelings, which is significant because your passions run very deep. But you are exploring new perspectives, new ways of communicating your the themes that are critical to you, the work that you are sharing with the world. The seventh house of significant relationships has the Ten of Pentacles. This is the beautiful card of legacy, and this feels very much as a part of some institution that you are engaged or involved in. This is really couples in my mind with the Justice card. So I think about the amazing activism and social justice efforts of many, and that your work is directly contributing to some area of social justice, some critical area in which the legacy or the rewards of an injustice are being understood, evaluated, redistributed as one possibility. There's also the possibility of developing a legacy, a foundation, a charitable opportunity for people to seek more learning or justice, learning about justice or justice itself through this organization, this effort you're working towards. The justice in the first house is being clarified by the Six of Cups in the second house and the King of Cups in the third house. You are rebalancing an opportunity that you have had in your relationships. You are reassessing and reevaluating your relationships in general, and this is the relationship between yourself and significant others, as well as yourself and your goals and your resources. So the relationship that assumes, given the cards on the table, that you have always been taken pride in your leadership, your ability to take care of others, to perhaps be the breadwinner in your family, to be a provider, one who leads, one who gives, without the necessary attention to the way in which you receive the efforts that you give to others. So this is about balancing the terms on which your relationships are reciprocal and bringing that balance further into a place where you are now in the position to receive. And it's interesting because there's sort of a conundrum here where you are balancing your relationships, but through your ability to lead the way in understanding what each member in a relationship deserves, needs, how each member is served, and understanding better now how your needs are met through relationships and how to have your needs met in relationship in a way that really does reverse this historic pattern of giving, even overgiving in relationships. This is a symptom of tremendous maturity on your part. You've really learned to articulate your needs and your vulnerabilities, your difficult experiences, difficult behaviors or attitudes that you've really had to look at and address in such a way that others have found courage and inspiration, support in your ability to share your vulnerabilities, expose your vulnerabilities so that others can learn as you have. The Knight of Swords in the fourth house is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the fifth house and the Two of Pentacles in the sixth house. Forgive me. The Ace of Pentacles is absolutely showing you a new opportunity to develop a new aspect of your creative expression. I feel that uh, you have built up a body of work that is a facet of your expression, but you have a new opportunity that you are considering at this time. And this new opportunity could quite likely take you out of this familiar position that you've been in, something you've been doing for a long time, and give you an opportunity, perhaps in another institution or another organization, a similar organization that directly addresses, or this is you supporting the work of an organization that addresses some kind of social injustice. You are working really hard to learn new things as you formulate this new approach to your work, to your contribution, to the service that you provide. And you are learning to internalize the rewards of your work, as well as continue to serve in the way that you are now understanding can have a larger impact on the world. So there's a lot of energy that you're expending here, a lot of focus on and collaboration with others around concretizing practical tools and strategies to move this legacy, this inheritance forward. The Ten of Pentacles in the seventh house is clarified by the World in the eighth house and the Seven of Wands in the ninth house. You're closing out a cycle. This is a feeling that I am very much given. It can be in an intimate relationship. This can be a family cycle. This can be a way of distributing your resources, a way of sharing what you've always shared in the world. You can also be completing or receiving recognition or rewards for work that you have been doing to date. You are very well acknowledged and recognized in your world at this time, and it is having a bearing on your next moves. In other words, these rewards, these achievements that you are completing, being recognized for, are going to have a direct impact on the lucrativeness or the profitableness of this new opportunity. In fact, they are related somehow. In the ninth house, you are very much benefiting from the way in which you have clarified your turf, your space, your field of study, your area of expertise is fairly well established, and you may be feeling a little defensive about all this personal and emotional expansion you're experiencing in such a way that you are uncomfortable or defensive about giving up the way things have always been. You are definitely speaking up for yourself in a way that you may not have in the past. And I don't mean that at work. This feels more personal. You're speaking out to your associates, to your collaborators, to your partners, to your family members, more clearly standing up for your needs in this area, so that your ability to articulate your needs, which is something that is growing, something that has matured for you, is really impacting the way in which you are able to grow beyond the old model of relationship that you have built your life on to date. The Eight of Pentacles in the 10th house is clarified by the Three of Swords in the 11th house and the Five of Wands in the 12th house. I do see and sense a great need for you to continue this healing. And at this point, it feels like a generational healing. Generational trauma is part of what you have been addressing in your work, in your social justice activism. You are looking at the ways in which events have occurred and damaged successive generations of individuals or a social movement, a continent, an area of expertise, an area of endeavor. You have really worked hard and applied your tremendous skills to uncovering and understanding this trauma, this injustice that has been experienced throughout the world. This is not something solely personal, but it is absolutely personal to you. But it impacts millions of people and large areas of the planet. This gives rise to a tremendous sense of inner conflict that you have. This inner conflict as a result of this trauma that you have experienced along with many others is allowing you to understand that no one has the answers. As much information as you have been able to uncover to illuminate the nature of the crises we're facing, you are instead able to join in with like-minded people, various people impacted by this injustice, but with like-minded people who are willing to grow and create a mechanism whereby these injustices can be addressed. I see you as part of a panel, as part of a conference, as part of a commission, as part of a school, as part of an exploration, a travel, a research team that looks precisely at these questions and strategizes among yourselves through discourse, through conversation, through an agreement to build solutions to this problem. This may be very specific. It is very much momentous. This is very important work that you're doing, Virgo, and I am absolutely thrilled to be even a witness to this experience that definitely impacts me and my tribe. So let me take the Bird of Paradise, which is the card that I pulled. And the key word is self-acceptance. You are so much more. And that fits for me perfectly, Virgo, with the tremendous import of this message. Your centrality, your capacity, your leadership in this area is absolutely critical to the planet and to millions of people on the planet. So I thank you for your work and I appreciate your time. Until next time, Namaste, Virgo.